my lashes ready in the tray, my bond ready, my tweezers ready. What I'll actually do first is I'm going to use 12, 12, 10, 10. I've got my lash refill kit here. I'm just going to get my styling ready so that when I've got the bond on, I don't have to fuss about what styling I'm going to do and what numbers, mapping. I'm just going to have it ready along here. If you've got the sticky pad like this one, it's inside this pack, you can also use that. I'm going to grab 2 12s. I'm going to grab 3 10s. So that's what I'm going to do on one eye, and then I'm going to repeat the same on the other eye. So the 12s are always going to be on the outer. I like to grab them off like this because once they're still in a strip like this, sometimes they're a little bit hard to come off. So see, like that. If you have them ready, sort of detacked, it's much faster for you to take off. I grab my bond. So this is the bond end and this is the sealant. Bit of a curved edge, and I'm going to remove some of the excess. You don't need so much. Some of the newbies find that they put too much of the bond. Remember, a little goes a long way. I've got a mirror down the bottom as well, but I'm going to try to do it in the camera. Pull your lid up like this, and then the curved side of the brush, wiggle it along. If you need to have more precision, you can use the front of the brush also. I'm going to use this bond to get tacky. These are the lashes. Got a segment here. The lash band along the top here, you're going to try to keep that band parallel to your lash line. Lift it up and look in the mirror, and then I'm just going to let it touch like that and it will stay. I might leave it there. So it's 12 12 10 10. I actually don't like wearing segments on the inner corner here, so I'm just going to leave it as 4 segments so you can kind of see it there. I haven't fused it yet because I want to be able to check with the other side if I have it positioned in the right place, and then I'll fuse it after around to the other side so I can get closer. So once again, try to keep it as close to the base as you can. If you do touch your eyelid, you can always use the back of the tweezer later to remove what's stuck onto your skin. With those with shorter lashes, you may find that you almost go 3/4 of the way up your lash. That's okay as well. The reason why you don't want to go all the way to the tip is because once you apply the segments on, if you apply the bond all the way to the tip, it may actually look a little lumpy. It looks like, you know how you clump mascara? You want it to look very seamless. So where it's actually bonding is at the base. You actually don't need it all the way to the tip. Because with shorter lashes, you need a decent amount of area for it to bond. So it may also be 3/4 of the way up. Really, really quickly. It's just so that it can get tacky. It's not about getting dry, as you just want it to be tacky. So I've grabbed my 12. I pop my finger here because I like to sort of give it some stability. This side is a little bit tricky, so don't come in straight from the front there. If you come in straight from the front, the inner corner would touch your eyelid and the outer corner would be slightly out. So come in from this angle because your lash line is sitting at an angle here, so you come in here. The front sits here, so you come in here. The inner corner sits this way, so you come in sort of on this angle. Or you can just turn your face around, have your hand in the right position, but turn your face around to match the angle and keeping it parallel. So you notice that I'm bringing my hand further in. There. 1, 2. So I'm looking at it from the front and I like the way it looks. They look symmetrical in where I laid the 12. Sometimes one is too far out or one far in. I've checked it and I'm happy with it. Fuse it now with the tweezers. So squeeze them nice and tightly at the base there, but slowly release because you can see it's stuck because the bond is still quite sticky. So don't just rip it off, slowly peel it off. Like that. You'll try to release it as a whole like this, it'll be very stuck, but if you slowly release it like that, it'll come off one bit at a time and it's fine. If you're unsure, you can always use your fingers. There. And I like wearing 4. If you like wearing 4, you wear 4. If you like to wear 5 segments, you want it to go all the way in, you can do that. But right now I've kind of got a demi-cat look, kind of like halfway. This for me is probably 3/4 of the way. So depending on how wide your eyes are, you may need more or less, but generally people use about 4, no more than 6. Grab the bond, okay, slightly pat it along the base there, and this will deactivate any of the stickiness on the bond. Avoid getting it onto the tips, because if you get the bond onto the tips, it actually causes the tips to look like it's a bit crystallized. You don't want that. We'll keep it looking nice and fluffy. This will also form a nice thin layer, helping it become more water resistant. That's the look of having 4 segments. So I've got 12, 12, 10, 10. You can put 5. If you put 5, it would go in a little bit further. Just depends on the look that you're after. I'm quite happy with 4. It's nice and comfortable, and it still enhances my face. So lashes always do that, which is amazing. Splash my face with water. So I'll pat them dry with a towel, just from the top here like that. The segments are attached to the bottom. Pat it on the top. It's less likely to pull the segments off. You can refuse them once the lashes are dried. And that will stay on for up to 7 to 10 days.